Japanese currency is called yen. Look up the exchange rate between your home currency and Japanese yen before visiting. For example, at the time of filming, $1 is worth roughly 153 yen. I also like to use a currency conversion app on my phone while in Japan. A convenient way to get cash in Japan is to withdraw money from an ATM using a debit card. Upon arriving at the airport in Japan, I use an ATM to take out 50,000 or 100,000 yen. The ATM will likely charge a small transaction fee, around 110 or 220 yen. There are many reputable ATMs in Japan, such as 7-Bank, Japan Post, or JP for short, Aeon Bank, and others. They're located at convenience stores, shopping malls, train stations, and post offices. I made a separate video walking you through step by step using an ATM in Japan. Keep in mind that some businesses, such as small restaurants and family-owned shops, only accept cash, so it's a good idea to have some on hand. Tipping is not expected in Japan, which can save you a lot of money when eating out. You can easily have your luggage forwarded from the airport to your hotel or from one hotel to the next. This can be especially helpful if you want to hop right into sightseeing without checking into your hotel first. Or if you'll be taking trains plus a subway to reach your accommodations, since not all subway stations have elevators, and it's no fun carrying bags up the stairs. We made 2 videos explaining luggage delivery services in Japan. An update is that Japan Airlines, or JAL for short, now offers same-day luggage delivery from Haneda Airport Terminal 3 to 14 districts within Tokyo. You can drop off your bags at the JAL ABC counter in the arrival lobby and then travel hands-free. For the service, one suitcase can have dimensions of length plus width plus depth of up to 160 centimeters or 63 inches. And it can weigh up to 20 kg, which is 44 pounds. The cost is 4,500 yen per suitcase, or about US $29. Certain things need to be purchased or reserved in advance. Double check ahead of time whether the activity you're interested in sells out in advance or if it needs to be reserved on the day that tickets are released. Some examples include Team Lab Planets and Team Lab Borderless tickets, which do tend to sell out, Ghibli Museum tickets, reservations for specialty cafes such as the Pokemon Cafe. We have a separate video on how to make reservations for the Kirby Cafe in Tokyo. Specialty trains such as the Pokemon with You train should be reserved 1 month in advance. We have a separate video on how to do that. Express passes for Universal Studios Japan and Osaka sell out quickly. While an express pass is not necessary to visit USJ, it can help you to get into the Super Nintendo World area, which is bound to be even more crowded now that the long-anticipated Donkey Kong expansion has opened. Admission tickets for amusement parks such as USJ, Tokyo Disneyland, and Disney Sea can sell out at peak times such as holidays. Also, if you want to visit the World Expo 2025 Osaka Kansai, you need to purchase tickets in advance, reserve a date to visit, and make advance reservations for certain pavilions. You can also pre-book tours and activities. Right now, Klook, which is our favorite booking platform, is having an early bird sale with 20% off Japan tours and experiences. The sale runs from December 20th through 31st, 2024. You can book tours and activities up until spring. I'm excited because this means we can book some experiences for our family's upcoming winter trip to Japan. I've been wanting to do another kimono rental with photo shoot for our family. And this 2-hour sushi making class looks like a lot of fun, especially if you take it with family or friends. Maybe I can get my sister-in-laws to join me. They have various menu options such as vegan vegetarian, standard menu, which is gluten-free, halal menu, or other allergies menu. And it comes with a sake set. And I'd also like to do a bus tour to Mount Fuji to share it with you. Take a look at the Japan tours and cultural experiences available on Klook and let me know in the comments which one looks like the most fun to you. During the sale, 20% off select Japan tours and experiences will be applied automatically. And for those of you in the USA, you can also stack our coupon code KenchoQuestKlook for an additional discount. You can find our affiliate link below. A big thank you to Klook for sponsoring this video. Be aware of any Japanese holidays that fall during your visit. Hotel prices can be higher during holidays and festivals. Reservations for Shinkansen bullet trains can be harder to secure during holiday seasons. Some of the major holiday seasons include the New Year period at the end of December and beginning of January, Golden Week at the end of April and beginning of May, and Obon in the summer. I'll link to a list of public holidays below. Japan has 4 distinct seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. These seasons vary regarding weather, crowds, and hotel prices. We have a separate video covering the typical weather in Tokyo, Japan, and what to wear for each season. Spring is a very popular time of year for foreign tourists to visit Japan, with hopes of seeing the sakura cherry blossoms. But spring is also a very crowded and expensive time of year. Fall or autumn is a nice alternative with vibrant leaves, pleasant weather, and fewer crowds. Summer is another popular time of year for Americans to visit Japan, and the summer festivals can be a highlight. Just be aware that the weather can be hot, humid, and rainy, making it not the most pleasant time of year for outdoor activities. Tokyo, Japan has fewer foreign visitors in winter, so you might get better rates at accommodations, while snowy Hokkaido, Japan, as well as the ski resorts, are popular and packed in the winter. Hours of operation in Japan may be shorter than you're accustomed to. Many restaurants close between lunch and dinner between 2 and 5 p.m. Most shops close early by 8 p.m. or even earlier depending upon the area. Trains stop running around midnight, so if you'll be out late, you'll want to check when the last train is and expect that train to be super crowded. Expect long lines in Japan, at train station ticket offices, at small restaurants that don't accept reservations, and at amusement parks before opening time. Some amusement parks even open their gates before the listed opening time to accommodate the patiently waiting crowds. You'll likely use your smartphone a ton while sightseeing in Japan for navigating with Google Maps, translating, taking photos, etc. This can drain the battery quickly, so be sure to carry a power bank portable charger with you for recharging your phone on the go. It's important to pack comfortable shoes for Japan. You'll likely do much more walking than you're used to. Walking for sightseeing, shopping, to get to the train station. You'll also be expected to remove your shoes at places such as temples and castles that have wooden or tatami floors, or even at some traditional restaurants. Make sure your shoes are easy to take off and easy to put back on. And if you're not wearing socks, bring a pair with you for when you remove your shoes. Also consider the weather, as it rains frequently throughout the year in Japan, and walking around in soggy shoes is no fun. Public trash cans are not common in Japan. You might want to carry a small trash bag with you, or if you purchase items at a convenience store, you can buy a bag at checkout and then use that as your trash bag for the day. Or if you buy snacks at 7-Eleven, you can stand right out front of the store to eat them and then throw away the wrappers in the trash can inside. Public restrooms are not likely to have paper towels or working hand dryers. Instead, you can carry a small towel for drying your hands, and it makes a great souvenir. Japan has a very punctual society. Most trains leave right on time, so if you're not on the platform early waiting for your train, you're likely to miss it. Also, don't expect a bus to wait for you if you're running to catch it. It's polite to show up early for any tours or activities. It's convenient to pay for local transportation using an IC card. You can charge your card ahead of time with a balance and then tap in and tap out with the card. We have a separate video on which IC card to get for your Japan trip, but basically if you get any one of the major 10 IC cards, you can use that card across the various areas that accept payment by the major IC cards. So you can get a Suica or Pasmo in Tokyo and use it as well in Osaka, or get an Ikoka card in Osaka and use it as well in Tokyo. There are 3 main ways to pay to ride Shinkansen bullet trains in Japan. You can purchase single journey Shinkansen tickets to get you from point A to point B. For example, a ticket to take you from Tokyo Station to Shin Osaka Station. You can get unlimited rides on a particular Shinkansen line using a regional JR pass. Or you can get unlimited rides on all Shinkansen lines throughout Japan, but not the Nozomi or Mizuho services with the whole Japan Rail Pass, or JR Pass for short. We have videos on all three of these options, as well as an introduction to riding Shinkansen in Japan. Packing light will make your Japan trip easier, especially if you will travel from city to city. Consider whether you would be able to carry your luggage up a flight of stairs at a metro station, drag it to your accommodation, or open it in a tiny crammed hotel room. We have videos on traveling with luggage in Japan and packing light for Japan. When riding Shinkansen bullet trains, each ticketed passenger is allowed to bring on board 2 suitcases with total dimensions measuring up to 160 centimeters or 63 inches. That's length plus width plus depth. And each suitcase can weigh up to 30 kg, which is 66 pounds. According to JR, that size luggage should fit in the overhead rack. Oversized luggage refers to bags with total dimensions of 161 to 250 centimeters. For the Tokaido, Sanyo, and Kyushu Shinkansen lines, such oversized luggage requires a special seat reservation with oversized luggage area or compartment. However, in my opinion, there's no reason to bring oversized luggage onto a Shinkansen train with you. You can either use a luggage forwarding service to send your suitcase to your destination, or if the only reason you have an extra large suitcase with you is for bringing souvenirs home, then simply store it in Tokyo while you're out visiting other cities and pick it up before leaving Japan. Or better yet, pack in carry-on or medium-sized suitcases, or even a regular large suitcase rather than an extra large suitcase. Japan is a wonderful place to shop for souvenirs. Plan to return home with a lot more than you originally packed. Your strategy may include packing or buying a foldable duffel bag, bringing an empty suitcase with you. Some people like to put a smaller suitcase inside a larger one, or buying a suitcase in Japan. You're going to need a data plan to maintain an internet connection while on the go in Japan, especially for navigating. You can compare between using an international plan from your phone carrier or getting a SIM card, eSIM, or Pocket Wi-Fi. We have separate videos going into the details of eSIM and Pocket Wi-Fis for Japan to help you choose. In Japan, they drive on the left side of the road. If you want to drive a car or even a street go-kart in Japan, you'll need your driver's license and an international driver's permit. Renting an e-scooter doesn't require a driver's license, but be careful where you ride an e-scooter. The rules are so confusing and you can easily get a ticket if you're riding it in the wrong place, like on a sidewalk. Find out whether your health insurance covers you while traveling abroad in Japan. If not, you can purchase a travel health insurance plan. We use Safety Wing Nomad Insurance. Certain medications that are legal in the USA, even over-the-counter medications, are prohibited in Japan. Please check before you bring medication with you. I will link to a couple resources. Some necessary prescription medications may require applying for additional documentation to bring them to Japan. It's free to make emergency calls from public phones in Japan. Dial 110 for police or 119 for fire or ambulance. We have a separate video on emergency preparedness for Japan travel. Before flying to Japan, check the location of your arrival airport and how you will get from the airport into the city. We have videos on how to get from Narita Airport into Tokyo and how to get from Haneda Airport into central Tokyo. I hope this overview of things to know before traveling to Japan in 2025 was helpful. We have tons of videos on Japan travel here on Kensho Quest, and some of them really get into the nitty-gritty details. Next, you may want to watch our video on where to stay in Tokyo, Japan. Please subscribe for more travel tips.